Hello, and welcome to Brand Clarity by Visions to Images, where we focus on strategy and business development for entrepreneurs at all different levels through branding and digital marketing techniques. Susie Liberatore is the founder and art director of Visions to Images Creative Services, LLC. For the last decade, she has personally been instrumental in bridging gaps between the global digital market and neighborhood locations for some of the biggest brands around. Growth is possible for even a single location with the right professional branding techniques and Susie's signature strategies of Visions to Images. Stand out from your competitors and bring your visions to life while watching your sales skyrocket. Your host for this is Susie Liberatore, owner of Visions to Images. All right. Hello, everybody. Today on the podcast, I have Sally Thomsen. And she is a healthcare provider, and she helps individuals and families get the healthcare that they need and deserve. I know healthcare is one of those topics that people don't really like to talk about, but it's necessary no matter if you're a business owner or individual. So I'm happy to have her on here. I've never had anybody on for healthcare. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us, Sally, how you got started in this field.
Well, I've been in financial services for most of my life, over 30 years. And I've always liked the insurance end of things much more. So I kind of gravitated towards that. And then when Obamacare came out, I actually needed to use that because I had just come off of COBRA and I needed something. And I found out that I wasn't covered because I had sleep apnea.
Oh, wow.
And that was automatic decline. So I had to use Obamacare. And, initially it was great because it was something that, they had to take me. And the pricing was good. And I had it through a major carrier. But it just kind of morphed into something that isn't as great as what we would all hope. And so it is a very important thing to go through the marketplace and help people that have pre-existing conditions where they can't use anything else. And there's a lot of people that, just feel more comfortable paying a copay and doing things just the way traditional insurance works.
Mm-hmm.
But I have found an alternative that is just growing by leaps and bounds. And I'm so excited that I'm able to share this with people. So
amazing. So how long have you been doing the healthcare then?
I started in 2014. And kind of got in right before open enrollment. And it was very exciting and nerve-wracking, but I loved every minute of it, and I just haven't looked back.
Awesome. That's exciting. Yeah, I know when I had to get healthcare, so I get it, I think I have it now through business, like my own business end of things, I think it is, but it's still individual for me because I'm like the only person that really gets it in the business, but it's through the business, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had it, there was so much stuff and they give you so many options and it's just overwhelming. And
it is overwhelming.
And you don't even know, you're like, oh, there's copays. You don't really know the copay a lot of times until you go because there's so many different services. And then there's urgent care and ER visits and the deductibles and all of that. And I was like, I don't know, just give me the best deal. But what really is the best deal, right? Because you have to pay for it out of like the copay or the deductible, like everything all up front. So it was crazy to think about healthcare because there's so much out there. There's so many options.
Well, you know what? The main thing is anymore, unless you work for an employer that offers great healthcare, you are basically a self-pay patient.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start your premium payments in January and you most likely have a pretty significant deductible. And so even though you may have some copays, you have to pay anything major out of pocket until you reach that deductible.
Exactly.
And so with my medical cost sharing, you are upfront a cash pay patient. And so, you would go to your doctor and say, I'm paying for this in cash today. What's your best cash price? And generally speaking, if they know that you're going to pay today for your visit today and that they don't have to wait 3, 4, 5 months down the road for a reimbursement by the insurance company, they're most likely to give you a discount.
Interesting.
And so you end up being, you're a cash pay patient up front here, but people don't realize that even in the insurance world, you have basically been a cash pay patient there as well. So
Hey, let's stop for just 1 second during this podcast episode. I know you're so excited to get back and listen, but I wanted to chat with you and talk about how we really work with businesses. What we really do is we dive in and we ask so many questions. We go through a series of questionnaires and extensive research to really help you get a clear, identifiable plan of action that needs to happen for your business. If you want to hear more about this, go to visions2images.com, click the contact us button, and we will be happy to set up a time to chat more. That's so interesting. That's good to know because I definitely did not know that. I try not to go to the doctor as much as possible. Just because when you're doing your own health insurance, it's one of those things. And I mean, I had a sinus infection, a little bit ago, a couple months or so ago, and they couldn't take me in. I mean, COVID is a whole nother topic, right? Like that's just a whole nother nightmare. Nobody wants to get you in. Nobody wants to do anything. And then there's booked and they're full. So I ended up going to urgent care. And what they ended up doing, the people, they charged you for the urgent care visit and then the doctor's visit. So there was like 2 or 3 bills. And I was like, I didn't know I was getting 2 or 3 bills. And it was just crazy to see like how that came about.
We need to talk outside of this because I can help you.
Yeah, maybe we should. So tell me, I know we were talking before this and you want to get into more business, healthcare kind of services, but what are you most excited about with your business?
Well, I recently became contracted in Florida, and the main reason that I did that was because the CEO of our medical cost sharing company, Empowering Benefits, told me that he has doctors' practices, actually direct primary care practices in Florida that need backup because while they can do a lot of things in their particular office, there's some things that obviously they have to farm out, and so there's going to be costs for those things. So that's where our company can help out. So I'm looking to help those practices out and then maybe expand into either other states or just more so into Ohio as well. We don't have as many of them up here as I think they do down there, though.
I wonder why that is. That's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great concept. It just, people go to a direct primary care practice and they pay a fee to the doctor's office, usually under $100. And then for the other end of it, then they pay a fee for the healthcare company as well. So everything is pretty well covered, and it's a great concept. It's growing as well. So
that's exciting. Yeah, congratulations on Florida. That's exciting.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Right when you can expand in business, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So my last kind of question for you is, what advice do you have? I guess I'm going to ask 2 questions. First, what advice do you have for somebody who's looking for health insurance? And then the other question is, what advice do you have for a business owner who's just starting?
Well, for somebody that's looking for healthcare, I generally ask them the first basic questions. Do you have any pre-existing conditions? Are you a smoker? Are you on maintenance medications? And if so, which ones? And what type of coverage you currently have or have had in the past, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. And then if I can tell from that they would be most comfortable with traditional insurance, that's certainly the route that I will help them go through. But I always want to give them the option of my medical cost sharing. And it's not for everybody, but it is for the health conscious and like-minded people that are looking to keep the costs low, and they want to be the best healthy version of themselves they can, so that they don't have to be toileted and dressed and the other 4 activities of daily living. They just want to be in charge of their healthcare. So as far as businesses, somebody that starts a small business, their outlay is oftentimes a lot. So our plans offer just virtual care. We offer direct primary care practices, and then we also offer 2 basic plans, one that has the 63 mandated wellness visits that the Affordable Care Act mandates, and the other does not have those, but everything else is pretty much the same. So, we have lots of different things. Pretty much for anybody that's looking for healthcare, I have a solution for you.
That's great. That's really good to know. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I mean, when you are shopping for health insurance, it's so exhausting, tiring, anxiety's high, like all of the things. I know now I'm in my second year of having health insurance on my own. And the first year I was just like, they gave you so many options and I was like, I don't even know,
Yeah, and you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why it's helpful to have somebody that is in that area of expertise, and we can point you in the direction that makes the most sense,
Right.
because one size doesn't fit all in
Yeah.
healthcare.
Well, I say the same thing. Well, kind of, sort of, when it comes to branding and marketing, I say you can't put all of your eggs in one basket, and you can't just assume that one way is going to work and the other way won't, or whatever. So it's kind of similar in that sense when you put it in perspective with that.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed chatting with you and learning more about the healthcare industry. I will put your links in the bio and people can check you out.
Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening in on this episode today. Please make sure to check out the links from your guest and Visions to Images to learn more about each other. It takes a village, as you know, so connect and grow with one another together. Thank you so much for listening.